listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
It's 5 o'clock and I'm Ellis Monroe with your August update. August police are appealing for information following the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief DuPont is calling the crime a violent and despicable act. Anyone with information about the murder is urged to get in touch via the department's confidential tip hotline. It's horrible, Poe.
Indeed it is.
You need to learn when to keep your mouth shut. You know why you're here, don't you? Then humor me, the dead girl, and this. What exactly were you thinking? You have one job. Don't get caught. Do you think you can do that this time? Splendid. You're going to a town called August. Find Chief DuPont. He's gonna think you're someone else. This person. This is who you are now. Understood? Understood? Splendid. If someone so much as sniffs that you're different, you'll be deprecated. Deprecated. We expect you to use your ability. Just don't get caught. And never, ever change into a child.
In brighter news, August resident Mia French is celebrating the return of her missing pooch, Barley. The 8-month-old Basset Hound puppy was found outside Daryl's Chicken and Ribs.
And that's 5 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
I'm Violet. Welcome to the guest house. There are some rules. In particular, no shoes in the guest house. The carpets are priceless. Now, how long are you staying for? That's fine. It's yours for as long as you want it. There's not been many visitors of late. Perhaps the murder will bring some tourists in. Sometimes we wish we'd asked something and the moment just passes. Yes, the murder. You haven't spoken to the chief yet, have you? Chief DuPont. He's the one who booked the room for you. You look lost. You should probably go and speak to the chief. Your room is just down the hall, last on the left. It has its own back door. The chief said that's the way you'd like it.
Just finishing. Yeah, it's a big place. Hi, I'm Bronwyn. Pleased to meet you, Sam. If you'd like a reading. That sounds super. I'm in room 1 and that's down the hall. Rayne's in 2, Lexie's in 3. And which room are you in, Sam? Mysterious. But I know you're in room 4, Sam. Don't do anything I wouldn't do in there.
The Calling. Read by Jessa. From the Jessa channel. I love you, she said. Then she cut off her face in front of me. It took a lot of effort with the butter knife, alternately plunging and trying to saw. A curtain of blood ripped under her chin.
Good, you got my message. Chief Inspector DuPont. I wasn't sure you'd come, but I suppose you're between jobs? Well, we both know that's not true. But I like it. Sam, that's your cover now. So, the job. Dorota Shaw, 21, accomplished cellist, redhead. Strangled. I know who did it, but I need proof. It's the tarot readers. Yes. Keep up, Sam. That's the girl who was murdered? Because they predicted it. The older one, Bronwyn, she came into my office last night talking all crazy and saying Dorota was in trouble. I did my best not to lock her up. It all sounded crazy to me. Tarot, the spirit world, cards that move, trans-dimensional thingamajigs. To be honest, I thought she'd probably been smoking something, and that's why I didn't take it seriously. Because things, I don't have enough on her. That's where you come in. The free guest house stay isn't free. I need you to work the case and report back to me. Find out things from the inside. Can you do it? Oh, okay. Well, that's that then. I thought you'd want a shot at redemption, but guess you're turning yourself in. It's what you want, isn't it, Sam? To stop running? To give up? Didn't think so. I'll be telling everyone that you've been hired by the Shaws because obviously local law enforcement is either too incompetent or too overworked to solve anything. That gives you a license to talk to people, but only notionally. Don't actually touch people or annoy them. You don't have any real authority, understand? But you help me out, I'll help you. You don't get that. There's no badge and gun, just a hope and a promise. Come and find me when you're settled. This is Second Chance Sunday for you, Sam. Don't blow it.
Better at this.
Thank you very much.
So, obviously, once again, Alex, thank you very much for sharing this one with us. I would love to talk about this one in further detail because...
I assume you've been to see Chief DuPont already? Not really. I'm sure she was a precious lamb, though. She reminds me of me, but without my intellect. Nice, yes, that's a good description. Actually, I thought she was a bit slutty, to be honest. You should talk to her boyfriend. I'm sure they weren't exclusive. Oscar lives at the vicarage next to the church. Don't tell him I sent you, though. I'm sure he's sick of seeing people already. They're tarot readers. I'm thinking of asking them to leave, actually. Because they may have killed someone. It's not great for my reputation, is it? Stay at Violet's, the home of killers and hobos. It's not the first time I've harboured killers, Sam. I'm sure it won't be the last.
Then body as the bitter east wind blew litter around his spindly legs.
Hi, Sam, is it? Come on in, make yourself at home. Mi casa es su casa. Come on. I don't know anyone in this town, except for Bronwyn and Rayne, obviously, and Violet, and the Chief, and now you. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Good old-fashioned fortune-telling. Well, kind of. We drew a card each and smushed them all together. Do you know what the most dangerous tarot card is? Nah, the devil's cool. The tarot one, I mean, not the actual one. I'm not a devil worshipper. The Five of Swords. I think so anyway. There's nothing more dangerous than someone taking whatever they want no matter the cost. Yeah, I did. Rayne got the Knight of Wands, that's Dorota, and Bronwyn got the Ten of Swords, which is, well, you know, swords in general are bad. She's like my big sister, so pretty well. You know the Chief's got it all wrong. Ron could never hurt anyone, but I'm sure a smart detective like you can help prove she's innocent. Ah, that's mean. She didn't do it anyway. Chief DuPont's crazy. The cards told us to. Well, the cards in Rayne. Tarot gives us a rough direction and he narrows it down with some astrological jiggery pokery. He's basically a walking esoteric library. And if that sounds dull, let me reassure you, it is. No? Well, yeah. Well, no. We have a job to do. I didn't say job. I said job. Yeah, it's a tarot thing you won't understand.
I was very, very lucky.
Hi, I'm Lexie. I'm Lexie.
Tarts stand in doorways offering their tawdry charms without conviction.
Something's weird, isn't it? Ron seems strange today.
How are you?
Do you think Dorota was planning on marrying Oscar?
What makes you say that?
Well, nothing. It was just something I thought I saw. It doesn't matter.
It's the one. I slow down, give an innocent passerby the chance to save himself.
Find somewhere safe to transition. You're not a superhero.
We'll walk on the other side of the street, engrossed in each other. The footsteps behind me.
Sam, is it? I'm sensing you're not here for a reading. Chief DuPont thinks I did it. I'm hoping you'll convince him otherwise. All I'm asking is that you dig a little deeper than the Chief. I had nothing to do with Dorota's death. There's a lot more at stake here than you know, Sam. Well, if I told you that, you'd have nothing to do. We saw it in the cards, not images, feelings, impressions. Tarot can be very powerful. You don't believe. That's okay.
Count on being so lucky a second time. It still tore my head apart when the beast came through.
You must be a new guest. Or you're burglaring us. I'm Rayne, by the way. I heard you say earlier your name's Sam. You don't look like a Sam. I didn't know her. I know she was called Dorota Shaw. She was young, had red hair, a talented musician. Next victim? Whoa! Hold on a sec, we don't even know if there's going to be a next victim or not. We'll do another group reading soon, and then we'll have a better idea. We did a reading. A group reading, actually. With a special tarot deck. You get it piecemeal. Not everything in one reading. The last one we did showed a young woman being murdered. Young, talented, probably red-headed. Mercury? It's not exactly from here. With a normal tarot deck, you'd have the question, so you'd be the querent. With Mercury, it gives you the question and the answer. The cards themselves kind of change. It's a special deck. Okay, fine. Your lack of interest is unbearable. Those cards have the real power, though. We just interpret it.
I find a good spot. The entrance to a yard, deep in shadow, under dark walls with a shutter double.
What do you want to know? She was a cellist, selected for a scholarship at Juilliard. It was in the local paper. I'm more of a Bon Jovi fan myself. Don't read the paper, do you? Yesterday, Monday the 9th at approximately 9 p.m, according to the coroner, we got a call from the mother just after 10 p.m. They're as thick as thieves, covering for each other. Well, except the male one. You'll see what I mean. Obviously. Anyone who walks in, predicts a murder, then that murder happens? Suspicious. In her bedroom, she was naked. Strangled. No signs of sexual activity of any kind. It was a weird scene to look at. There was one thing, but it's strictly between you and me. Dorota had a gold coin in her mouth. I'm being serious now, Sam. Not a word of this. It's the one thing only the killer would know. Born here, runs the local guest house. Lovely lady. Where are you going with this, Sam? What's she told you? Look, if it's about the pills, I already know. What was Rayne doing last night? As for Bronwyn and Lexie, I need you to ask what they were doing last night. Compare alibis. The tarot readers have mentioned a job. We don't know what. That's it.
My right hand crushes his larynx as the left reaches the knife from his, dislocating his elbow. Blood gushes.
Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Like a cat at pool of spilt milk. A great war.
Who knows whether you've made the right decision or not, Claude?
How's Bronwyn been? What were you doing last night?
Claude, we've been through this. I honestly don't remember. I checked my diary and there's no entry, so I was probably here, as always. I think it's the pills I'm on. Dosage isn't right.
How's Bronwyn been?
Overly nice. She's covering her tracks well if she has anything to hide.
What was it I asked you to do again?
You just told me to report back to you if I noticed anything suspicious. Good grief, Claude, you're a bit young to be losing your marbles already.
Trafalgar Square at last. So full of people.
Chief DuPont, what a pleasant surprise. I think we've covered just about everything twice over, but if you think I'm hiding something...
Who are you really, Bronwyn Castle?
Does it bother you, Chief DuPont, knowing there are things in this world that aren't black and white? You don't know what to file me under, and that makes you uncomfortable. Or perhaps You've already made up your mind about me. Why don't you tell me who you think I am?
You're a murderer.
You're gonna need to do some more research, Chief. That's just not true.
I relax in a warm bath and wonder whether they've found the body yet.
Good evening, Chief Dupont.
Dorota's family, what does the tarot say about them?
I can do a reading if you want.
No.
Then I don't know.
Bronwyn ever been arrested?
Not since I've met her. She's a lawful good type character, if you play D&D.
Lexie ever been in trouble with the police? Have you ever been in trouble with the police?
I've never been convicted, no.
Been charged with anything?
My mind's gone blank.
Victim with my walking frame to feed the beast.
Oh, Chief Inspector, you gave me a shock. What is it? What have I done?
Tell me about Bronwyn.
She's an Aquarius, her favourite colour is green. What else do you need to know?
Is she your leader? Has she killed before? Are you prepared to go to jail for her?
Jail? What for? I haven't done anything wrong.
Aiding and abetting a criminal.
I'll aid and abet Bronwyn to the day I die, but she's not a criminal.
Why are you here in August?
Well, it's not for the nightlife, I can tell you that. This is where the cards told us to go. I guess you could call it destiny.
Do you know anyone here?
No, I can honestly swear I don't know any Augustives? Augustonians? Augustins until we got here.
What were you doing last night?
Nothing. I mean, I was here all night. This cat's on a Bron can vouch for me.
I want to say it's wooden.
Yes.
And
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
heavy, like really heavy.
Okay, I'm going to explain.
You don't trust me, do you, Violet? Is it because I read tarot? Why don't you let me pull a card for you?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Did you sleep well last night?
Yes, thank you.
That's what the man down the pub told me.
That's incredible.
Mrs. Gallagher, an unexpected pleasure.
How long are you planning to be here?
In town? I really don't know. Until the tarot tells us to leave, or you kick us out, obviously.
How did you know Dorota was going to die? Why do you think the police suspect Bronwyn?
Now that's a very good question. Logically speaking, you'd assume all three of us were in on it. Or none of us.
He pulled his cap down more firmly, blew on his fingers, then resumed his painful progress.
Hello, Violet. Is everything okay? Ignore the mess. I was just going to tidy it up.
Did you have a pleasant evening last night?
Great, thanks. The room's really lovely.
But you weren't in this room, were you?
Oh no, was I sleepwalking again? I haven't done that since... for ages. I didn't come into your room, did I?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why I do that. It only seems to happen when there's a lot of bad energy floating around. Bronwyn says I just stand there and stare. I didn't catch you, not sleeping, did I?
Shit out of me. Night after night, I dreamt of bloody, violent death, and if I tried to stay awake,
What's going on, Violet? Is everything okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
Well, what are you doing here then? You said you'd help me. I just need you to keep an eye on the guests and let me know if you see anything strange. So, if you're here, who's doing that?
One. Opened the gates of madness and experienced the beast's feeding frenzy for the first.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
I suspect I survived because the beast...
Is there something I can help with, Miss Castle?
I hope we're not being too much trouble.
It's very brave of you to tell the chief that Dorota will be murdered and then stick around afterwards. I'd have run for sure.
You strike me as someone braver than that. Why would I run?
You're prime suspect, aren't you? You look strong enough to strangle another woman. Even if you're innocent, a jury would probably convict you.
Even if I'm innocent?
You don't look very worried, Miss Castle. That could be mistaken for a lack of compassion.
Even if I'm innocent?
My mind's not made up. I just don't understand why you'd broadcast your victim before you did it.
Tonight's the night.
Bron, something doesn't feel right. I don't know what exactly, but it's not right.
Thoughts on Dorota?
Well, it's hard to say with just one victim. Musical talent, red hair. If there's another, there will be a pattern. Do you think it's another right?
A right?
As in the same thing we were chasing after in Birmingham? I suppose it doesn't really matter. Just have to try and stop it.
Stop it?
Yes, stop it. If it's a traveller killing things.
Traveller?
If it follows the same pattern as Birmingham, we're looking at 2 more victims.
It's by me, splashing me with spray from the puddles in the road. I weave and stumble a bit, just a...
Ron, are you okay?
I'm not okay. I'm okay.
Good. It's not our fault this stuff happens. We're just the messengers.
We've seen a lot of... stuff?
Are you asking me or telling me? Yes, we've seen a lot of stuff. You seem weird. Just go and regroup or something, then come back and make me feel better about myself.
Give an innocent passerby the chance to save himself. The footsteps slow.
Miss Castle, I'm surprised to see you here.
I didn't kill Dorota.
You're a prime suspect, and your alibi is that you were in the guest house with another prime suspect at the time. It doesn't look good for you.
Have you got a problem with me? Surely you've got other suspects.
Not really. Currently it's you and your friends and whoever Sam comes up with. I just don't know what your motive is.
I'm a tarot reader.
I'm not sure that's intrinsically evil in terms of motives, but hey, I'll put it on the board.
The beast could take. I once watched it overwhelm 3 skinheads who thought I was their victim, and they...
Hello, I'm Rayne.
Wrong. At least I knew what to do when the clothes together, do a bit of reconnaissance. I couldn't count.
Have you met the new detective yet? We're basically under 24-hour surveillance now.
Do you think Sam's onto us?
Onto what exactly?
The real reason we're here? What we did last night?
As far as Sam's concerned, me and Lexie were together and you were praying in your room. It's half true, at least.
I simply cannot afford to have anyone around when the beast wakes.
Rayne, I'm so worried about Bronwyn. What are we going to do?
Why are you worried about Bronwyn?
The chief thinks she killed Dorota.
Maybe she did.
Years can go on quietly, but I once had to feed the beast twice in 6 weeks.
Rayne, I'm busy. You gonna turn yourself in?
Yeah.
You don't want to see me when I'm angry. A woman is dead. Go play card games somewhere else or whatever the hell it is you do.
That worked out pretty well. Programming makes me good money. I can work from home and no one misses me if I drop out of circulation for a week or 2.
Hi, I'm Lexie. Oh, I'm Lexie.
Surely must be others. Cannot believe I am unique amongst.
Hello, Lexie. What can I do for you?
Please don't ask us to leave.
Have you been speaking to Sam? You're safe for the minute. I can use the money, to be honest.
I find a good spot. The end.
What's up, Lexie? I'm sensing something's on your mind.
I'm worried about our alibi.
Don't worry about that. We don't have anything to hide. I'm more worried about Ray. Since when did he start praying?
You think he's lying?
Of course not. This is Rayne we're talking about. I was just saying it's odd, that's all. Maybe he's found God?
Pitch than I expected. Nerves making him speak. Off balance. Sorry, I don't smoke.
What is it, Miss Taylor?
Why did you hire Sam?
I didn't hire Sam, the Shaw family did.
No.
The hiring of Sam is no concern of yours either way.
Who would...
You doing your own investigation? Great! Let me know when you find out.
Bronwyn thinks you've got it in for her.
I go after bad guys. If she's a bad guy, then I've got it in for her.
Why weren't the police protecting Dorota? What were you doing Monday night? Why weren't the police protecting Dorota?
In hindsight, that does look like a good idea, doesn't it? We didn't believe you. We still don't.
Dorota's boyfriend seems sweet.
Have you met him?
Yes.
Miss Taylor, is that a contradiction? It's not what you said in your written statement.
Sorry, I meant no.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Becomes the hunted, freezes. My hand seize him with strength many times my own. Blood gushes from his mouth and nose.
It's the strangest thing. I honestly don't remember. But I imagine I was here or getting groceries somewhere. I've driven by it, never actually been in it. I take clozapine. I think they're for anxiety. I'm a very anxious person.
A toothsome morsel.
In my room, reading. I found a trashy romance novel under the bed. I'm assuming it's Violet's. It's all swooning heroines and brooding vampire Casanovas. Thank God Lexie saved me. No, not at all. Lexie popped in and we chatted for a bit, but that's all.
Of people, none of them knowing and almost
I was in my room. Praying, actually. I don't believe in God, but I was still praying. It didn't work. I don't believe in anything, but I also believe anything is possible, so it's a conundrum.
the tiredness dragging on my legs, the muscles taut with cramp.
I was in my room all night with Bronwyn. We were painting our nails. You can ask Bronwyn. We were together.
The clothes I wore are bagged and ready for disposal. I'll take them to the dump tomorrow first thing, then I'll...
It's 6 o'clock, and you're listening to Radio August. Police investigating the murder of Dorota Shaw are appealing to the community to help catch her killer. The body of 21-year-old Miss Shaw, an accomplished cellist, was found in her home last night. Police are describing the murder as a violent and despicable act. Monroe?
It's just terrible. Meanwhile, out of respect for the victim and her family, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced shortly, so do stay tuned to Radio August for updates.
I heard Dorota Shaw was due to play this weekend.
At the Tulip Festival?
Indeed. I understand why they'd want to postpone it. Tonight the weather will be mostly dry and warm, but be on the lookout for dark clouds on the horizon, as there may be scattered showers. Best take an umbrella, Monroe, so you don't get wet.
I like getting wet. That's 6 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Doubted it was over. In 6 years, the Slayer had never been merciful.
Any more news on Oscar Wainwright? Just the tarot readers. No one else is remotely suspicious compared to them. Dorota's an only child. She lived with her mum and dad. Monday night was movie night, so they'd go and watch the 8 o'clock at the Odeon. Dorota would get the house to herself. They're devastated, naturally. They left town to stay with relatives. They didn't do it, Sam. Although, perhaps I should have made them stay. Rayne says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Bronwyn and Lexie say they were in the same room last night. Shame they can't agree which one. The tarot readers mentioned Birmingham. You're looking into it. There's some talk about a traveller, whatever that is. Dorota's boyfriend Oscar is in the clear as far as I'm concerned, but I'm still waiting to hear what he tells you. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. That's it.
By Lord Worthing.
Who are you? Right, because the local police are so rubbish. It's been a day, a whole day. It's typical of them. Yeah, I went round there in the afternoon. Her parents were at work, and we were, hanging out. I left at about 5. Playing football. It was just 5-a-side. Finished at about 9:30. I called her, but she never picked up. Not much. They always seemed happy to see me. I don't think they meant it. They wanted Dorota to focus on her music. Not long, a couple of months maybe. We did care for each other. No? Why? Violet Gallagher? What's it got to do with her? Bitch. Mind you, it's not exactly damning, coming from someone as frigid as her. I don't really have anything to do with her. Don't like her now. What, you mean watching us? That's disturbing. No, it couldn't have been. The only place you could have hidden would be in the closet, and I suppose someone could have hidden in the closet. Not hidden. Well, she liked it. Liked me to watch. Not other guys. Just, she had these, voyeur fantasies. She'd ask me to hide in the upstairs closet. And then she'd walk in and strip off. Start touching herself. She got upset if I came out before she'd finished. I'm sorry, is this helping with the investigation? Clothes, mainly. I did see something that freaked me out a bit. She had a wedding dress in there. She knew I'd seen it, but we never talked about it. Not even as a joke.
It changed my life. Easy to say, harder to live through. A magnitude 8 earthquake shattered my world.
She flaunts herself. Her body. Had boudoir photographs taken. Who do you think those photos were for, Sam? Her mother? Ask Zach Weston. He took them. Zach's the local photographer. You should go and talk to him, Sam. You're good at talking. At Weston's Photographic, off the high road. It's late, but he's always there. I have a good memory. I'm still holding grudges from when I was 4. Vicar's son? No, as far as I can tell, Oscar is a good boy. But we've all got different faces now, haven't we, Sam? Know about you? Or what is there to know about you, Sam? I just mean people have an act. A facade. Oscar seems nice, but for all I know, he tears pretty girls apart.
Take the train down to King's Cross. More anonymous than the Tube and fewer cameras.
Yes, he came to see me. He wanted to know that she was okay, spiritually speaking. No, I wouldn't know how. I'm a tarot reader, not a medium. Maybe I should have pretended, though. Made up some fake message from her to give him some comfort. You lie once, and you just have to keep going, don't you? Oh, she gets easily confused. Youth of today. No, Sam. No, I'm not lying about that. I was in my room, only Lexie, she never came to see me. She was in her room. I could hear her, though. She was shouting at someone. To protect Lexie. None of this is her fault, and she gets anxious easily. I was just trying to take the pressure off. I'm sorry, Sam. I never usually lie. Rayne's a big boy, he can handle himself. Besides, I'd be highly suspicious if Rayne claimed to be doing anything else other than reading on a Monday night. That's pretty much all he does every night.
I once watched it overwhelm 3 skinheads who thought I was their victim, and...
Sam, what can I do for you? We didn't. Lexie used a Ouija board to get the name. It kinda did. It's hard getting an exact name out of 78 cards, but considering we'd never heard of Dorota Shaw, it painted a pretty good picture otherwise. No. Lexie needs to give it context from the tarot reading. A lot of the time it comes up with nothing, or a sordid comment directed at Lexie. I think that's why she keeps using it, to be honest. Once we thought there was going to be a murder, Lexie used the Ouija board to find out the victim's name. It spelled out Dorota. Just... This is going to sound weird. Most people believe Ouija boards contact the dead. So if Lexie contacts a dead person, that person needs to know what happens in the future. Ergo, maybe the person she's contacting is from the future. A time traveler who died here. You don't believe me? Well, ask Lexie or Bron. They've got their own ideas, but my theory is definitely the more plausible. We're trying to save people. Birmingham. We couldn't save anyone there either. The problem with travellers is... Well, let's put a pin in this one, Sam. Let me ask Bronwyn. If she says it's okay to talk about it, it's okay to talk about it.
The way to live with the monstrosity of it. It's barbaric, but at least I tell myself the...
Hi Sam, back from war already? No, I think Bronwyn met him though. You'd have to ask her, or him. It's not my place to say. I didn't. How did you find out? Am I in trouble? Bron was worried about me not having an alibi. She was logged in doing phone readings, so she's alright. But there's nothing to prove that I was here. I was though, cross my heart and hope to die. Oh, it's just your run-of-the-mill spirit communication device? Want to know how it works? I understand you've got people to see, places to go. Traveller? That's a really old role-playing game, isn't it? Oh, did he now? Well then, you know what I know. I guess you must be a part of our inner circle. How does it feel?
He had more choices about his life than me.
It's 7 o'clock, and here's the latest August update. Chief DuPont of August Police is urging residents to be vigilant tonight following the brutal murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Whilst he stresses there is no immediate threat to the community at large, residents should be on the lookout until the killer is in police custody. Miss Shaw was found strangled in her bedroom home last night. Poe, I heard she was found by her mother.
Truly awful. Mother caught me up to all sorts of mischief in my bedroom. Also in the news, emergency services were called to the crossroads at Grange Avenue and Church Street following a collision between two cars. There are no reports of any serious injuries, but you might want to take a different route for now.
Oh no. It's going to be one of those nights, Poe.
Stick with me, doll. I'll keep you safe.
I'm not going anywhere. That's 7 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Under my hand.
If you have anything else on Zach Weston, let me know. And I'm all for a good boudoir picture, but who are they for? There's definitely a strong connection between those two there. Perhaps go and ask him about it? Rayne still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn and Lexie lied about being together last night. You're still following up Birmingham. Keep me posted. Yeah, you mentioned the word traveller to me, but he's nothing. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
Walk briskly and purposefully away from the broken heap in the shadows.
No? Who's that? Never heard of him. Who what? Boudoir photos? She sent some private photos to me by phone. Do you mean them? Yeah, I'll put them in an album for you. No.
Past, leaving me drained and...
Sorry, we're closed. Come back tomorrow or make an appointment online. Yes. What do you want? The Shaws. Oh. You mean that girl who got killed? What was her name? Dorothy? I see a lot of faces in my studio, but I'm not good with names. Wait. Dorota, I remember now. For the August Chronicle, she won some sort of award. I remember her cello. It kept reflecting the flash and ruining the shot. No, I went to her house, along with the reporter. It's better with these human interest stories to capture them in a natural habitat. Nisha was a reporter. She can confirm all this. No, actually, I've been running a special offer on portraits since she came in for a studio session. Wait there. As you can see, there's photos here. Her on the cello. Now this one's in colour. Beautiful hair. Oh, legs wrapped around. Another one here. Oh, hang on. Do you see what I see? Nothing else? Just a dead girl who looks alive. That's the power of photography. It preserves us forever like butterflies under a glass. What do you mean? I don't think I like what you're implying, Detective. Is that all? Friends? Yes. I know Violet very well. Sometimes we share a drink, sometimes a bed, if you know what I mean. Here. I'm usually here most nights. I live here, Detective. Long story short, I'm divorced. My wife got the house, my business is all I have left.
It started with one, the first domino to be pushed down. She was young. They usually are. They're easier to infect young. They listen. It took time for her fall, but
do we really have to? How vulgar. Yes, I suppose that is what he'd say. But I've never let him lay a finger on me. He says we're in a relationship, but he doesn't act like it. He says he loves me, that I'm the only one for him. A rose by any other name? I don't think so.
he whispers in the heart of his host until there would be nothing left, and only the fall could quiet him.
Sam, look, I can't talk right now. I'm doing phone readings. Gotta pay for a jaunt somehow. Lexie's locked in till 8 too. I can sort you out afterwards, yeah?
Whispers. There was so little light left to feast on in her world.
I met him yesterday, doing the rounds, looking for reading work. Actually, he did mention Dorota. He said there was this girl he was planning to meet up with. Said she was alone every Monday night because her parents go to the cinema. Do you know what that means? It was Dorota Shaw. Fine, Sam. Birmingham. Mercury took us to Birmingham. We didn't know what for. We never really know what for. But we turned up. It started with a girl, Ginny. She was South African. I only mention it because that was its thing. Yeah. We didn't know at the time, but in hindsight, it was after South African girls. 3 to be exact. The Traveller wanted 3. You should ask Bronwyn. She's the one that knows about rights. I just know it normally involves 3, and all 3 share a common attribute. I guess you might call them demons, in as much as they can get inside us. They come from other worlds. Some religions talk of demons, but they don't actually exist. Travellers can get inside us and make it look like we're possessed, hence the demons. Yes, disturbingly. It's actually a lot more complicated than that. They choose a reality/universe where they actually evolve to become the person they're possessing. So they jump in a few million years before our timelines intersect.
Pain, no more. No more.
We've got to stop meeting like this. Seriously though, Sam, I'm working. Can't it wait? Just give me to 8, okay?
The doctors, the ones who cared enough to see the signs, helped her.
It's 8 o'clock and time for another August update. Police investigating the death of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw have said there's no evidence to connect her boyfriend to the murder. Chief DuPont's statement was delivered in response to speculation from local residents that it was a crime of passion. Miss Shaw's strangled body was found by her mother around 10 p.m. last night in what the chief is calling a puzzling crime.
I can't believe people are gossiping already, Poe.
It's always the person closest to the victim, isn't that what they say?
But that poor boy. A reminder also that due to the murder, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced soon. The weather's getting worse tonight with heavy rain forecast. So if you're heading out, you might want to take a jacket. Or a cab.
Or wear the jacket in the cab. That's 8 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Sam, I've got news. We've done a reading.
It's the 5 of Swords. That's the same card as yesterday.
Let's hope it's not the Knight of Wands. This doesn't look good.
It's fine. This happens all the time. There are 78 cards in a deck. The same ones come up a lot.
I get it, but we drew the exact same cards yesterday. What are the odds of pulling all 3 again?
1 in 474,552. I know. I get asked a lot.
Bet it's a 10 of Swords.
It's happening again. There's going to be another murder. Then Lexie did her thing, and now we have a name. Ellis Monroe.
Finding the water below like you'd find the bed sheets at night.
Sam, do me a favour, go easy on Violet. If we need to get anything out of her, let me deal with it. She'll open up to me. We've got a new target, Ellis Monroe. Rayne still says he was praying in his room, alone. You say Bronwyn and Lexie's alibis don't add up. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
Found him. The demon had gotten too big.
Monroe. Everyone knows her. She's a local radio star here. Couple of times, promo shoots, that sort of thing. No, she is my type though, type of model. I'll ask her about the boudoir shoot again.
The person with no touch.
You must be Sam. I just got off the phone with Chief DuPont. I can't believe it. First Dorota, now me. Yes, we were friends. I hadn't known her for long, only a few weeks. We met at the gala. I was hosting and she was playing the cello, you know? I guess we talked for a little while and then she asked me for a drink after the show. After we'd had a few drinks, she invited me back to her house. I thought we were just gonna chat, watch a movie, that sort of thing. Then she kissed me. I was so shocked. She was so attractive. So I kissed her back. This is just between us, right? We fooled around. I don't have many friends, Sam. Everyone thinks because I'm on the radio, I have tons of friends, so nobody ever approaches me. I get lonely. But Dorota was my friend, and I liked making her happy. I'm not going into detail, Sam. We pledged each other multiple times. Oscar, yeah. She was a bit confused. When we started seeing each other, she didn't like him touching her anymore. I didn't mind, but she did. So I told her if he wanted to get sexual, then maybe she should try something else. I said some guys like to watch, so tell him it would be sexy if he could look but he couldn't touch. As far as I know, it worked. She told Oscar to watch from her walk-in wardrobe. When he was at a safe distance, she put on a show. She faked it. She told me she faked it. But you'd know best. It was her mom's. She was saving it in case she ever got married. We're co-hosts on the radio. Oh, sorry. You know that already. We've been partners for 2 years now. He's a good friend. He's on air at the moment, but he'll be finished at 8:30. Poe's not a killer, Sam. He's married with kids. He's a lovely guy. Not very well. He's done a few shoots of me and Poe to promote the show. He's fine. He keeps asking me to pose for him, you know, without any clothes on. I always say no. No. Sorry. I did have a strange dream last night, though. My life was playing on a TV screen, and every time I did something, another version of me started playing over the first. In the end, there were so many versions it became a fog. It filled my lungs. I couldn't breathe. And then I woke up. What do you think that means, Sam? REM sleep. So, you don't think dreams mean anything? Everyone has meaningful dreams, Sam. Everyone. Just don't hurt me. Or let me get hurt. Sam? You forgot your phone.
Into his jacket for something. Another cigarette. Gotta find me a good one, he mumbles, after lighting up.
Excellent work. Gold star for you. Oh, hello. This is my goddaughter, Sophia. She's only 9 and she's a maths genius.
Hello.
I have to pop to my room to get something. Be nice to her while I'm gone. Otherwise I might have to smother you in your sleep.
What's your name? No, you're not. I've seen the boogeyman. Don't look like you. You want to know a secret? Violet talks to aliens. Are you an alien?
Sorry about that. Sophia, your mother will be here for you soon, so run along and wait. Now, Sam, how can I help you? She has a wicked imagination for her age. I was seeing and hearing things that weren't there. That's why I'm taking pills. I needed to confide in someone, so I told Chief Dupont. Just Chief Dupont. And now you, apparently. Why are you talking about this again? You understand, every time you mention abduction, it opens up a vault of crushing memories that I'd rather stayed locked up. I don't really want to. Thanks, Sam, for respecting my wishes. It's difficult to explain. I'm stuck in the wall of an enormous room made from these wooden vines, except the vines slowly move and drip with pain. My head is pushed out like I'm a trophy. If I look to my side, there are others, heads, all prisoners, being experimented on. Of course, Poe and Monroe. She's on the radio. Yes, I believe I did. She was here once for something. I don't remember now.
I love you, she said. Then she cut off her face.
I've heard on the radio, but other than that, I don't know anything about her. I want to help though. That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Although we can be sure of one thing. Not necessarily. If it's a traveler, then they just jump into any vessel, have their fun and go. It just needs to be someone nearby. A little bit. What did you want to know? A rite can take many forms, but from what we know about these travelers, it seems to be performing some kind of coming-of-age ceremony. Yes, a rite of passage. Running havoc in our dimension is rewarded in theirs. Not fair, is it? Three is a powerful number. There's a divine balance to it in our universe anyway. But maybe it doesn't mean anything where the traveler's from. Maybe 3 is just the carry-on limit for interdimensional travel. Was it a gold coin? I should have known. That's the same as Birmingham. Although they beheaded the victims, they all had gold coins in their mouths. It's their way of marking their territory to prove it's their work. No. I can do a reading if you want. Well then, that's the end of my Zach Wiki. Yes, of course, anything. I've already been doing that, but sure, I'll keep at it. Maybe it'll feel sorry for me and finally put out.
You're never reaching your end goal. But these are kind of unrelated thoughts. I'm hoping that you, Monroe, as always, can string the...
I know the name. She's off the radio. Hard to get away from it in this town. In Birmingham, it was a man called Uri Harris. He worked as a butcher. He beheaded all 3 girls within hours of each other. And we couldn't stop it. He pleaded not guilty for reason of temporary insanity. The Butcher of Birmingham received 3 life sentences and won't be seeing the light of day anytime soon. We know it wasn't him, though. We know it was a traveller.
The sharks actually referred to the negative people that are in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the news about Ellis? I feel so useless sitting here. I want to help. Yes, please use me. Tell me what to do. You got it. Me and the spirit world are going to have a serious chat. I'll get back to you when I find something.
What I'd like to say to you is that maybe you're worrying too much about these negative people. If what you're doing is a positive thing...
It's 9 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Investigations into the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw are continuing this evening. Miss Shaw was found dead in her home at approximately 10 p.m. last night in what police are describing as a puzzling case. Residents are urged to be cautious until the perpetrator is caught. I cannot stress this enough, August. Stay safe out there. You mean the world to me. In other news, Monroe has been detained on urgent business, so you're stuck with me until she returns. Never fear, Monroe fans. We still have lots of pre-recordings, so you can relax with her angelic tones. That's 9 o'clock with Poe and Monroe. In one of our earlier shows, do you remember? It was the same material.
Oh, it must be bronze.
Correct.
Sam, I've got some heavy rain news. Lawrence Petrovsky, that's his real name, and no, he's not a Russian spy. But he does have a criminal record. He was charged with the murder of a 21-year-old artist. Looks like he got off on a technicality by all accounts. Rayne's still a suspect. No corroborated alibi. Bromlin Castle has one, Lexie Taylor doesn't.
I got my search back on Rayne, or Petrovsky, as we should call him. He's got priors that you're looking into. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
Is now closed. Welcome to Poe's Curiosity Shop. There you go, Ellis. What's this object? What do you think?
Well, it's quite heavy, and it feels like I think perhaps it's metal of some sort. It's like an Asian animal, but I'm not sure.
What animal do you think it might be?
It's perhaps a Chinese dragon?
Hey, I'm going. There's too many people asking questions, it's exhausting. I'm off to stay at my aunt's. I'll come back tomorrow, but I've said everything I can say.
Lion dog statue.
Probably right here. Why? I didn't realize I was under house arrest. Thanks for the advice. I hope I'm not the only suspect.
In a pair. It's feng shui. That's what can happen when you sell something that guards against evil.
You're the detective. Monroe just called. This is madness. Who would want to hurt her? We've worked together for years. She's the light to my shade, the angel to my demon, the diamond to my lump of coal. She told me to say all those things. I believe not. She has a big heart, and in my opinion, opens it too easily. Only a madman, or woman. Monroe is August's sweetheart. Poe and Monroe, that was her idea. She has all the best ideas. The free radio project as well, that was her doing. Uniting August via the airwaves. Monroe's been delivering free radios anywhere people might want to listen. Doctors' surgeries, hairdressers, the guest house. That's cynical, Detective. Not at all. We aren't the only show on the radio. We interviewed her about her scholarship not too long ago. Do you think whoever killed Dorota plans to kill Monroe? What makes you think she's in danger? Harrow. Does this have anything to do with the gentleman who stopped by? On air. Much of our broadcast is pre-recorded, but we always do the hourly news live. You know, this town is fascinating. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Have you ever read up on the real history of August? Then I won't bore you with it, although you're missing out on a superbly bloodthirsty tale. On that note, I should probably get back to the booth. The show must go on. Death threats be damned. Look after Monroe, Detective. She's the only Monroe I've got.
It's now 10 o'clock. Here's your August update. Investigations deepen into last night's murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw, a talented cellist who had recently been granted a place at Juilliard, was found strangled at her home last night. With the murderer still at large, Chief DuPont has urged residents to remain calm and stresses there is almost no chance of anyone else being harmed. Ellis, if you're listening, let me know you're okay. In other news, a handful of August residents have reported seeing strange lights in the sky earlier this evening. The lights, which witnesses describe as searingly bright, were spotted over the east edge of town, past the fire station. Have you seen any strange lights? Or for that matter, little green men? Let me know. That's 10 o'clock with Poe.
August's gone crazy tonight. I've just got off the phone with someone who thinks they saw a UFO on one of the nights that Violet went missing. Aliens would be normal right now. Anyway, now you're here, it's time. What do you suggest we do with Ellis Monroe? I'll send Danny over. And that means there'll be nobody at the guest house. So be extra vigilant.
What do you mean you're sticking me with Danny? Danny is basically doing out a scream. I'm a sitting duck. Isn't there anyone else? Chief Dupont? The only thing I've ever seen him run after is an ice cream truck. Fine. Danny it is. I just hope you know what you're doing.
Sam, Ellis is still with us. Danny's inside the house now, where I told him to be in the first place, so it's probably just luck that nothing happened. I think you should check back in with the tarot readers, though. They say they've got a new target.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Poe, and this is your August update. Police investigating the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw say they are getting closer to apprehending the killer. The death of Miss Shaw, who was found strangled at her home late last night, has sparked a massive police operation and caused alarm amongst August residents. Monroe has some personal business to attend to, but she sends you all her love and hopes to be back on the air tomorrow. And Monroe, if you can hear me, I'm sending my love out to you too. That's 11 o'clock with Poe.
Sam, I have some bad news. We've done a group reading, and it's you. I don't know, Sam, I don't know what to say. It's normally a death sentence, but with you, it might be different. Don't let it win, Sam. You hear me? You fight this. I've called Chief Dupont already. He's asked that you meet with him. You should go, Sam. Be careful.
Sam, it's almost midnight. You're still alive. This is a good thing, but no one's even attempted to kill you yet. You've given me a lot of evidence, enough to arrest someone. But who? Make the right decision, and you should be safe. If we don't, well, we've all got to sleep at some point. I can get someone to guard your room at the guest house, but it might not be enough. So, Sam, who should I arrest? During that whole thing with Ellis, the only people I couldn't keep track of were Rayne, Zach, and Violet. I don't want to believe it's Violet, but that's why you're here. You're impartial. Out of those three names, who was with Dorota at the time of her murder, or who has an alibi that doesn't check out? This is on you, Sam. Just give me a name. Rayne. Agreed. He's got no corroborated alibis for any key times, and he's one of those tarot muppets who I suspected all along. I was right when I said Bronwyn. 'Cause I knew it was one of them. I just didn't know which one. I'll pick him up. Just be careful tonight, Sam. If you've not done your job properly, killer's still out there.
Sam, you asked for these earlier. Make sure you get some sleep now. You'll need it. Night.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and this is Poe with your August update. We don't normally have them at this time, but since there's a killer on the loose, I feel it's my duty to keep the radio station manned. I personally spoke with Chief DuPont earlier, and he thinks they're close to catching the killer. Until that happens, though, please lock your doors and stay inside. Remain vigilant. The light has faded, and so has my fortitude. I see things in shadows, behind doors and under desks. I hear the chattering of teeth and the glee of insects waiting to feed on me. The studio undulates like a heart that beats its last beats. I can't go on. I must to bed. Forgive me, Lady August. Forgive me.
Hello, sleepyhead. I'm so glad to see you alive. Enjoy the journey, Sam. Don't think of things as ending. Something new is beginning. Rayne is locked up. He's being charged for murder. Travelers don't like being incarcerated, so they'll have jumped realities already. It's not something that a jury will believe. The shell they've left behind won't remember what they've done. And spend a life in prison. All we can do is try and stop the next one. I still can't believe it was Rayne. I suppose nobody is immune. And now we're one short. Sam, come with us, please. We could really use someone like you and, well, just... will you? Really? Oh, Sam, that's wonderful. Let's finish packing and we can leave this afternoon. Sam, thank you. We're going to change lives, believe me.
Hey, sweet cheeks. You did good. Real good. You win. A Lexie hug. Sam, I'm just going to say it because you only live once and all that. Sam, I think I've fallen for you. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. It's out there now. We can get on with our lives. I see. Nice thing. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Heart wants what it wants. Perhaps you should go for a while so I can have a little cry. I'll be okay though.
Sam, I guess you're on your way now. I don't often thank my guests, but thank you. I didn't think you had it in you. Well, I at least thought you'd run away at some point, but you didn't. You stayed. You've made August safe again. If you ever need a place to stay, you've got one here. Well, if I have a room available, that is. Take care, Sam.
I didn't think you'd leave without saying goodbye. People do horrible things to people every day. I'm just glad there's someone like you around to save us. I mean, everyone needs a little saving from time to time. Even me. Sam, you already did. That's why I'm here talking to you. And I won't forget it. Heroes don't always get on the news, but they always burn bright in the hearts of the people they save. You have an impact, Sam. Everyone does. They just forget. Keep saving people for me, you hear? Bye, Sam.
Sam, you did good. I thought you would. I mean, not that I've got a signed confession or anything. Yet. Apparently, they don't remember anything about the murders, but Bronwyn seems pretty convinced it's over. Well done. I hear you're leaving town with the tarot readers. That's a real big shame. You were starting to fit in here. But good luck to you. You're doing what many of us have died trying. Leaving August. And I've stuck to my word. That problem you had, I buried it. The coroner's report is going to say the woman was dead when you arrived, not after. I don't personally believe in exorcism or anything like that, but over the last 24 hours, I'm starting to think things aren't as cut and dried as I'd like them to be. You're a good person, Sam. At least that's definitely how it looks from the outside.
I am Dorota. I am 21 years old. I love playing cello, and I just been awarded a scholarship to Juilliard. I just love cello. I love all string instruments, but cello is rich and deep and soothing, at least to me. No, cello is my hobby, but my real passion is... It's silly, it sounds silly. Well, I would like to build a time machine. I know. But it is possible. I think people make mistakes. They do things they regret and they say things they don't mean. I want to go back in time. I want to make better choices.
You know why you're here, don't you? Because you did well. And you know what happens when you do well? Augmentation. Congratulations, Agent 3.13. Welcome to 3.14. Debriefing 3204, Birmingham. Transmit. And we're ready. Are you human? Do you have feelings? Splendid. Do plants have feelings? Splendid. I've burned down a rainforest. Does that make you happy? Splendid. I've killed a serial killer. Does that make you happy? It's ready.
Sam, you're still with us. I had to give you a pretty high dose of Rohypnol to drag you in here. I could have killed you in your room, of course, but that would have looked pretty suspicious. Yes, I'm Rayne, but I can't remember. I don't remember. I'm being possessed, but I can't get caught. They don't care, Sam. They don't care what happens to the vessel. Some sick traveller is using me as a killing machine, and then they'll just dump me. But you're gonna get me stuck in prison. I can't have that. I can't let you do that. Sam, Rayne? You changed into me. Interesting. Either you're a shapeshifter and you've been playing us all along, or you're the traveller, using Sam as a vessel right now, using some freaky trans-dimensional powers. And I think it's the latter. Goodbye, Sam.
Thank you for observing that minute's silence. August has lost many good people in the last few days. Dorota Shaw, Violet Gallagher, and our very own Ellis Monroe. In a police statement released this morning, Chief DuPont has asked people to seek safety in company and remain vigilant. The most recent body, found with multiple stab wounds, is still being examined by August's coroner. They are unable to confirm the identity or even species of the victim at this time. The killer remains at large.
I am Dorota. I am 21 years old. I love playing cello, and I just been awarded a scholarship to Juilliard. I just love cello. I love all string instruments, but cello is rich and deep and soothing, at least to me.
Sam, Rayne? You changed into me. Interesting. Either you're a shapeshifter and you've been playing us all along, or you're the traveller, using Sam as a vessel right now, using some freaky trans-dimensional powers. And I think it's the latter. Goodbye, Sam.
Thank you for observing that minute's silence. August has lost many good people in the last few days. Dorota Shaw, Violet Gallagher, and our very own Ellis Monroe. In a police statement released this morning, Chief DuPont has asked people to seek safety in company and remain vigilant. The most recent body, found with multiple stab wounds, is still being examined by August's coroner. They are unable to confirm the identity or even species of the victim at this time. The killer remains at large.